This is the Patriots Drive Podcast.
We are all Patriots.
Where we discuss, analyze, and answer questions to all things happening in the NFL and with our New England Patriots. Now, here's your host, Cole Kelly.
Let's go!
What is going on, everybody? We're back. Day 2, just about to kick off. Lots of big names still on the board that the Patriots can target. Honestly, I'm anticipating a trade up here pretty early into the second round from the New England Patriots. It makes too much sense, especially after they gained a 4th-round pick yesterday in the trade down with Pittsburgh. So I would expect New England to trade up here. I don't know what the range will be, but I think that they're sitting at 46. If DeJuan Jones or someone like that continues to fall into pick 37, 38, I think you can see a trade up right here. So I'm excited as heck to see what goes on today and if the Patriots are going to be trading up anytime soon, which I think that, like I said, I think that they will. So what are your guys' dream picks for day 2? So John Doe, Cody Mock, or Luke Weipler is what I want. The only reason I don't know if I want one of those guys is because those guys are guards, and I feel like we're set with Cole Strange and Michael Winu at guard. We need tackles, and we need guys that are young and athletic on the outsides to protect Mac Jones, deal with these pass rushers. So I don't know if I'm as high on Cody Mock and Weipler as others are in the NFL draft process, just because I don't think that's what the Patriots should target at offensive line. That's just my personal opinion right now with how this team sits. So. Starting right now. There could be a trade pretty quick right here with Pittsburgh too. Maybe Pittsburgh decides to trade with someone because someone wants to go get Will Levis or Hendon Hooker. So there could be a trade right here pretty quickly with Pittsburgh. I do think it's funny how Roger Goodell has officially embraced being booed at the NFL draft. He's taunting him right now for those of you that aren't watching him. Josh Down, I would like one of these two, John Doe. This is who would I choose? I would choose probably Tucker Kraft, because I feel like the longevity at the tight end position is not as good as the receiver position. And if we're going to take a receiver, I do like Josh Downs, but I prefer an X right here just because of Devontae Parker's injury issues and where he's going to be in a couple of years. We don't know. I feel like I would like a Jonathan Mingo, Cedric Tillman type at receiver, but I would take both of Josh Downs or Tucker Kraft, but I'd probably lean Tucker Kraft ahead of Josh Downs if those are the two options. The stuff that happens before always sucks. Just let's get it going. Come on, boy. Come on, Roger. Get this thing rolling. Put the Steelers on the clock. Let's see a trade. I don't know if you guys saw the report too from Jeff Fowler or Jeremy Fowler. Sorry, I always say Jeff. Jeremy. The Patriots did try to get. Yeah, he's coming, John Doe. He'll be in here shortly. He's just come back from work and stuff, so he'll probably be – he said he's going to get in here before the Patriots pick unless they were to trade up for like 33. But Jeremy Fowler reported the Patriots did try to trade back up into the first round last night. Now, we don't know what pick that was for, but he tried to get up into the first round at some point. So that just continues to make me believe that there will be a trade up into the second round for someone. They have someone in mind. Unless he went in the first round yesterday, but they will try to trade up into the second round pick or into the second round and not take someone at 46. They want to get above. They have a guy that they want to take. So I'm interested to see who that is and when they trade up and what pick it's for. All right, so 7-minute picks today. So hopefully this goes a little bit faster. We are starting an hour early too. So. Howdy, Cole.
What's up?
Hey, did you see the report by Jeremy Fowler today that the Patriots tried to trade back up into the first? So
I sure did.
That's good that you're in here right now because they could be moving up pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. I mean, like we talked about last night towards the end, there's a couple guys that we both have our eye on here for the Patriots that would be a good fit. So I'm hoping that they don't go off the board fast. If Will Levis if somebody trades up, gets Will Levis, that takes one guy off the board, just pushes stuff further down. So, yeah, we'll see what happens.
Kraft, Mayer, or Washington. I think that they go tight end at some point tonight, possibly. Darnell Washington, Michael Mayer's continuing to fall. So I'd like that. The other guy, if they don't get one here and Zach Kuntz is somehow available in the 4th round tomorrow, I love Zach Kuntz. I've been all over the Zach Kuntz train for a while now. So I would love if Zach Kuntz was available in the 4th and we could get him. So. But tight end is definitely something I'm watching today. If Mayer continues to fall, maybe that's the guy they thought that they should trade up for. I don't know. They could value that tight end spot. So
yeah, I wonder if the guy they were looking for was taken or if he's still available.
Yeah,
it could have been a guy like the Eagles. Nolan Smith?
Nolan Smith, yeah,
yeah.
The one the Eagles took at 30 or something.
Yeah, it could have been something like that. Maybe they're interested in edge. A guy falling that far, kind of like a Barmore's type trade, but back into the first.
If Pittsburgh stays here, and doesn't trade out of this, I think that they go Joey Porter. They're talking about it right now, but I've always thought Joey Porter Jr. reuniting with the team his dad played for so long made way too much sense. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're drafting here and not trading out of this if this is where we see Joey Porter Jr. come off.
Yeah.
Yes, these are two players I love too, John Doe. Blake Freeland. If you can't trade up and get DeJuan Jones, I think the next available tackle or the best available like left or right tackle for me in the draft. Here, I'll pull this up right here too while I'm talking. If you don't get DeJuan Jones, not running back, sorry, and Cody Mock, Bergeron, and the Old Dominion guy, I think are projected as better guards. So I would take Freeland over Tyler Steen. But I think Steen or Wanya Morris or Blake Freeland are all possible options. I would love Blake Freeland in the 3rd if he continues to fall. But that's a dude that I would be very excited to see New England get.
Let's see.
Seven minutes between picks today, Cole, which is
and
way
then
better.
5 in the 3rd round, right? It says.
Oh, yeah. Yep. So we're starting an hour earlier and, shorter picks and stuff. Hopefully not that we want it to move faster, but hopefully it's a little more action than just sitting here for a long time in between picks.
I feel like the clip we recorded this morning was like 2 days ago.
I know.
I don't know why. It's just been long.
Yeah, if you guys haven't watched that clip that we put out this morning, there's a clip that we did on our YouTube channel about the Christian Gonzalez draft pick, our thoughts, how we think it plays out for the Patriots. So if you guys haven't watched that, you can go click on that right now.
Joey Porter.
Yeah, I figured
Joey Porter.
That's a great pick for them because I thought that was someone that they could take in the 1st round at 17. They needed a cornerback. They needed an offensive tackle more, but yeah, Joey Porter Jr., the legacy pick. That's cool. He's got to feel good about that.
That is cool for them. That's a good pick.
Yep, that is a great pick for them.
All right, so no trade. I'm surprised he fell all the way to 32.
Yeah. I'm interested to see what team wants to trade up for quarterback. Does Because I don't think Arizona takes
Tennessee?
one, obviously. They could trade up. Yeah, Tennessee could trade up, but do they trade up with Arizona? You have Detroit, who made a couple questionable picks yesterday, and maybe they still go with Will Levis, to sit behind Goff. That's a steal for them because people were talking about them taking one early if they wanted to. The Rams, maybe with Stafford's situation, maybe. Seattle still could surprise us. The Raiders could still surprise us. I don't know. That's a pretty dang good start for Pittsburgh. Broderick Jones, Joey Porter Jr.
I agree.
That's a good start for Pittsburgh.
I mean, those were two players that we were hoping to get one of them at 14. They got both of them.
I like that start for Pittsburgh. That's a dang good start.
That's cool. Good for them. Trade KB for a pick? No. I like KB a lot. I think he was underutilized last year.
Arizona could go Brian Branch right here with the Buda Baker stuff.
Yeah.
The length of Joey Porter Jr. is insane.
Oh, shoot.
Cole, did you see this report? I did not see this.
What is it? That's absurd. I did not see that either.
I mean, did you see the video of their draft room when they drafted him?
I didn't, but I heard they went crazy.
They were like going nuts. Tyler wants us to trade up and take Brian Branch. If we trade up, I would like to see him take like a
Cardinals,
tackle or someone.
Cardinals are now talking trade possibilities at 33.
Okay. They have 220 left, according to.
I feel like that's Titans have traded up.
It's got to be Levis, right? They're trading up. Got to be Levis or Hooker. I mean, it's got to be one of the quarterbacks. I feel like it's Levis, but I know that there was some pre-draft hype around Hooker in Tennessee.
Would you be surprised if they drafted one of the tight ends? I feel like a Darnell Washington is a good fit for they just drafted tackle.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry centric. I hope that's not who it is, but
if this is my choices, I'm going DeJuan Jones, Brian Branch, Josh Downs. It's nothing against Josh Downs, but I feel like we're set at small slot receivers. Juju just signed here for 3 years. Josh Downs pretty similar to Juju. He doesn't have that straight line speed. super twitchy, makes plays after the catch. If we're going to go receiver, I want and I've said this before, I sound like the guys I want are Jonathan Mingo, Cedric Tillman, one of those bigger 6'2+ receivers that have the ability to replace Devontae Parker if he's hurt or if he's not here in the future. So
Will Levis.
I like Josh Downs, but it is Levis. Yep, that's no surprise. It's no surprise.
Hang on. Wow. So they tried to trade up last night, obviously, for Levis. I wonder how they feel about that. They just lost the 5th-year option by waiting 2 picks.
Yeah.
Yeah, AFC South now has Trevor Lawrence, CJ Stroud, Anthony Richardson, and Will Levis. How long you think Tannehill plays?
You mean start until Levis takes over?
Yeah.
7-8 games. Maybe, yeah.
Sam Laporta, tight end for Lions.
I like Laporta, but that's crazy over Mayer.
And Washington.
So let's recap their first 3 picks. 2 Iowa guys, Jack Campbell, Sam Laporta, and Alabama dude and Jahmyr Gibbs. If the Titans were tanking this year, they wouldn't have just drafted Will Levis right there. I mean, if they wanted to tank, they wouldn't have taken Will Levis. If they want to tank, that's fine, but they're not going to tank for a Caleb Williams type of guy after taking Will Levis.
All right. How many picks we got? What are we at? 34? 34?
Yeah, we just did pick 34.
11 more picks. It's going a lot faster than last night.
Oh, yeah.
Titans have taken shots on 2 guys in the second round past couple of years, right? Malik was the second last year.
Yeah, he was the first quarterback taken last year. That's crazy. Will Levis is older than Trevor Lawrence.
Really?
Wow.
T-Law is Michael Mayer. Oh, wait. Just kidding.
That's who Indianapolis took?
No.
Oh.
I just saw Notre Dame, Michael Mayer, but then
So
it was part of a different tweet.
Oh, okay. So Detroit gets rid of wasn't Hawkinson Iowa tight end?
Say it again?
Wasn't TJ Hawkinson? Didn't he? Yeah, TJ Hawkinson went to Iowa. So Detroit gets rid of an Iowa tight end and replaces him with another Iowa tight end this year in Sam Laporta.
Raiders have traded up. Now on the clock.
What does Vegas want? Do they want to come up for Hooker? Hendon Hooker? That's interesting.
I know there were talks about trading Darren Waller. Wait, they did trade Darren Waller, didn't they?
They did trade Waller. So maybe they come up for Mayer.
Yeah. Who else?
Interesting.
What else do the Raiders need? Tackle? Run on tight ends. Yeah, hopefully not. Hopefully the pass straight up and
This could also, this could be DeJuan Jones. The pick is already in. Well, I guess since they just traded up, that's kind of no-brainer. Michael Mayer. This is a good pick for them.
Yeah.
Get rid of Waller, get younger, get a guy like Mayer.
All right, Pats. You're up. I mean, if they don't trade up from 46, they got to trade up back into the second round, right? They got so many picks.
They do, yeah. If they don't feel like they have to come up right here to get one of their guys or something, then they've got a still a plethora of picks. Wait, I can't even say that. Plethora. Gosh, it's a tongue twister. I'm not even going to say it. They got a ton of picks to trade up for.
There you go. Yeah, if the Patriots want if they want Darnell Washington, they gotta come in now.
Yeah.
Rams got a lot of needs. They could pretty much go anywhere with this. I would think they might want to trade back just to acquire some picks. You know what
I
I mean?
don't even know how many picks they have, but ever since they haven't had a first round pick in forever.
I know. Who did Raiders take round 1?
Tyree Wilson, the Texas Tech edge.
That's right. Jason Witten. That's a pretty good comparison.
Yeah.
Steve, who? I can't read that.
Steve Avila. That's a good guard. He did really good things at the
TCU.
Senior Bowl and at TCU. Yeah, he I guess they need a guard. They laughed at Cole Strange last year. Now they're the first one to take a guard.
Yeah, that's funny. Well, Peter Skoronski, you could argue.
Yeah, true. Good point.
Is there a way we can zoom in on that further? Like, or no?
This is the one thing we can do, but it doesn't really do anything because, like, it just takes this thing down. I guess I could do this. No. Is that bigger? I don't know if I made it that much bigger. Doesn't look much different to me.
It's just I don't have it full screen on here because I have the chat up to the side. So
yeah, that's what I have.
They'll be able to see it. It's fine.
I could do it this way, so it's longer, but like you know how they always have like who gets picked come down here, then that never pops up for me. So I always just have been doing this. So Seahawks want to go a guard. They could go Tippmann out of Wisconsin. They could also go. I like John Michael Schmitz if they need a center. I don't know what their needs are. They need like a true guard or a center. They might need more center depth. Joey Hunt is their only center.
I don't know how reliable this is, but 12 minutes ago, NFL Rumors tweeted the Commanders are trying to trade up for Hendon Hooker, reportedly.
Colts will not go Hendon Hooker. They went Anthony Richardson. They will not draft him.
Did you see their GM say, should we draft Will Levis to pair with Anthony Richardson and have Joe Montana and Steve Young?
I did not see that.
Yeah. Yep.
Derek Hall to edge defender to Seattle. Julio! This is Foxborough Faithful, I think. I think it's Foxborough Faithful. I recognize his name.
Oh,
Yeah, this would be nice. Darnell Washington or Luke Musgrave.
Falcons just traded up.
Falcons?
Yep.
Interesting.
Hendon Hooker.
Hendon? That's what I'm thinking. Hendon Hooker. Oh, shoot. You're right. I am Foxborough Faithful. Foxborough Football. I knew it was Fox.
I was
It
gonna
was
say
just stuck in my head.
I thought. Yeah, I don't know. I was confused there for a second, but I was like, all right.
Foxborough Football. FTBL or something.
Oh, okay. Yep. What do you think? Wide receiver could be possible too.
Yeah, this is interesting. I don't know what wide receiver. I know there's a lot of people that are high on Jonathan Mingo, and I've liked him a lot more as the process has gone on. But I know that there was a tweet that said that people believe his name could come off early in the second round. So maybe if they do go receiver, this is Jonathan Mingo.
Let's see. Julio says some people wanted JSN, but I really like Christian Gonzalez. I think we feel the same way. We would have been happy with either, but for me personally, Christian Gonzalez is just
home run pick.
I'm very excited about that pick. As much as I love Zay and JSN and all those guys, Christian Gonzalez was kind of a pipe dream for us, and we ended up grabbing him. So. Yeah, so Falcons just gave up 44 and 110 to get to 38. So that's, I mean, we give up 46 and a fourth, we could get up here. Matthew Bergeron.
So that's I like Matthew Bergeron as a player, but people think that he's going to transfer better to a interior offensive line at some point in his career. Let me pull up his stuff. So he had a 33 and 3/4 inch arm. So Yeah, Carlos, they could, with some of these guys still falling, and it's surprising that Bergeron's going in front of DeJuan Jones unless they feel like they need that to move him into the interior. But there's still some players that even if you trade up to 44, 43, you probably don't get a trade with the Jets just because they're interconference. So that I don't know if that makes sense.
I mean, we got 46, 76, 107, 117, 120, 135. 6 picks tonight. Oh, wait. Yeah. No. Is it, wait, 2-3 tonight or is it 2-3-4?
Just 2 and 3.
Oh, my God. So we have nine picks scheduled for tomorrow. That's wild.
Carolina go receiver here. Maybe B go right here to get with Bryce Young.
Man, they just traded DJ Moore, right?
Cole, do you want to re-sign Kyle Duggar? John Doe feels like he makes a lot of mistakes per game.
I think he's been a little disappointing in coverage sometimes, but he's such an athlete and difference maker on the field. I think you got to.
Yeah.
Matthew Bergeron was just announced as a guard.
Yep, there it is. Jonathan Mingo. Damn, I liked Mingo. I like that, though. I like that pick for them. They get rid of DJ Moore. They pair him with Bryce Young. I'm taking Mingo over Josh Downs. Like, I like Josh Downs too, but Mingo over Josh Downs, I really like that pick for Carolina. Red Patriot, if DeJuan Jones continues to fall, DeJuan Jones could be the pick. Depends on what receivers are on the board. Tight ends, too. Darnell Washington would be a guy.
Yeah, I like Mingo too. Either of those two guys, DeJuan or Darnell, would be great here at any point. My concern is Jets. I think you're gonna have to jump the Jets if you want DeJuan.
Well, yeah, because they wanted a tackle and they didn't get one of the top 3 ones. So,
yeah, Packers could go tight end as well. So I feel like jumping the Packers and the Jets would be. But Cardinals traded back already, right?
yes.
So we'd need to trade here with the Saints probably. Say worst case, DeJuan and Darnell are both gone by 46. Who do you like?
Um, if they still want a tight end, I'd probably pivot to like a guy like Musgrave, but at that point, I'd almost just want him to wait for another tight end. Drew Sanders, I've always liked as a linebacker. I just don't know if I still don't know if you take a linebacker this high. BJ Ojolari is the guy that's a freak. The other one is Edibaware out of Northwestern. Those are two edge rushers that I feel like Bill always seems to find and really like in the second round. Or Cedric Tillman could be a guy too at receiver. Those would be some of the names that I'd look for if none of those guys are on the board. Yeah, Keon White out of Georgia Tech would be a good one too. Yes. Andre Carter was a guy I like just because Bill Belichick loves to take dudes out of freaking the Naval account. Well, he's out of Army, but he did not perform well at the Senior Bowl, and he did not perform well this year. He was a little inconsistent. So maybe Andre Carter in the third as an edge rusher, but I don't know. Second, if he wasn't inconsistent, I love him. He's 6'7". He's a big old body dude that can rush the passer and be a little bit stouter in the run, but he was a little disappointing this year, and especially at the Senior Bowl. He was not very good at the Senior Bowl. Isaiah Foskey, that's another edge defender. That's a good pick. Don't know if I would, really like it for New England. So
Yeah, it doesn't look like we're trading up unless unless the Packers are okay with trading back. But then they'd have 45 and 46. I don't know if that'd be something they're interested in.
at this point, I don't know if you need to trade up. I don't know.
I just think the Packers have 2 picks and the Jets have a pick. I'd be surprised if both or one of those guys makes it to you there at 46.
Yeah.
That would be great, Carlos. Taking guys from the Jets twice, letting the Steelers do it the first time, and then doing it ourselves second time.
Has Josh Downs got selected? No, he has not been selected.
That's not what that says. It says sleeved.
How much do you buy into the Bill Belichick was watching Josh Downs highlights and that's going to be the pick? Do you think that has any validity to it?
I'm sure they watch 100 prospects during this whole thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would think their homework would have been done by now, but
the one thing I looked at, and it's not the same, I thought that it was going to be Oregon played North Carolina in their bowl game, and most of the time they paint the end zones, both teams' colors, but it was different end zones. In the bowl game, it was just North Carolina with no blue, and then in this one, it was obviously their home field. You could see the North Carolina stuff. So maybe they were watching, I don't know, some other team. I don't know. I mean, you really couldn't have that much. You could see it was North Carolina. You couldn't tell other than that. Everyone just assumed it was Josh Downs.
that's true. I mean, it could have been somebody that was on an opposing team.
Yeah.
Or
BJ Ojolari right there. That's a good pick for Arizona. Good edge rusher. Really good edge rusher.
is he related to the other Ojolari from a couple years ago?
Yes. What was his name?
Aziz Ojolari?
Aziz Ojolari. Yep.
Well, it doesn't look like the Pats are trading up.
Yeah. I mean, how far did they trade up to get Tyquan Thornton last year? They only traded up a couple picks, right? Who'd they trade with again?
Let me see. It was.
So they
traded
traded up
with
from
the Chiefs.
54 to 50. So they only traded up 4 picks.
Yeah. So I mean, that would be right here.
Yeah, that'd be here. Luke Musgrave to they do get a tight end. That's fine. I like Musgrave, but if Darnell Washington's there, I probably would rather have him.
You think this is Dewan?
This is the one where, it's DeJuan. You worry about DeJuan Jones going here.
Him and Mackay on opposite sides. That's two large humans. Yeah, I guess the only thing good that you take from that is Musgrave going means the Packers probably won't take another tight end. So unless the Colts or Jets here do, then you'll have Dewan. I mean, uh, excuse me, Darnell Washington still available. Yeah, you think they trade back into the back end of it?
Shit, I hope so. Darnell Washington, 6'7", 264, almost 35-inch arms, 11 inch hand size. He ran a 4.64, a 4.08 shuttle. That's in the 98th percentile. Wasn't very strong. Didn't jump very good vertically, but he had a 10'2" broad jump. So freak athlete.
Hopefully the Jets go Hendon Hooker.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they need a long-term quarterback.
Damn it! I just exited out of my thing.
Wow, my stream is very far behind.
What are you at right now?
Still on the Cardinals pick.
Oh, they're doing the Packers right now.
You think Bill would go back-to-back defensive backs? You think he'd go Brian Branch?
Yeah, I do. I don't put it past him.
How'd you feel about that?
I wouldn't like it.
No.
We have a ton of good safeties. You just re-signed Jabril Peppers. You're going to move Jalen Mills back there. You have Adrian Phillips, Kyle Duggar. I like Brian Branch, but I think there's a ton of other pieces on this team you need.
Hunter second round. Yeah.
Second round punter.
There we go. I do think we'll take a punter. Just not in the second.
Hopefully not in the second.
I guess you can't rule anything out with Bill, but that'd be surprising.
What the crap? It just switched to the Warriors and Kings game for me.
For real?
Did this crap NBA off my screen? Joe Tippmann, they win a center.
Okay. I saw a tweet. It said Jets getting offensive lineman in round 2. I was like, oh, but all right, I'm okay with that.
Wow. See, I thought Michael Schmitz was the best center in the draft. Tippmann's dang good. Don't get me wrong, but I thought the Minnesota center was better, more polished.
Julio, Jace is a Jazz fan. He's a weirdo. So
I'm just from Utah, so go Jazz. You're gonna get Victor Wembanyama this year. We're gonna win the lottery.
The Utah Patriots.
Gonna win the lottery. Carlos is a Dubs fan. What the fetch?
Carlos, I'm going to pretend you didn't just say that. I used to like you, Carlos.
Take it back now.
Yeah.
Bro, what the heck is going on?
Bruins tied 1-1.
ESPN screwing me.
Oh yeah, mine's on the Warriors as well now.
What the fetch? Yeah. Now mine won't even load. That's the annoying part.
Carlos, you didn't have to do anything. You didn't have to do anything. You chose to rep the Bay Area.
Yeah, I did just turn on ABC Julio. So I have it. It's on ESPN Plus, but I'm watching the ABC stream now. Got the College Game Day crew doing it with Todd McShay.
I heard Cole's a bandwagon Pats fan. Wow.
What?
I don't know where you heard that.
I actually heard that too. He's a bandwagon Sox fan too.
Yeah, bandwagon. I'm a big bandwagon fan.
Bandwagon Sox fan. The pick is in for the Colts. Take a receiver, pair him with Michael Pittman, Anthony Richardson, or maybe
Julius Brents.
Oh, the corner out of Kansas State.
Yep.
Okay. I like his length. Played a little bit more zone than man, but big, long corner.
All right. 2 more picks.
Who do you get are you on Twitter when you get them? JPA is who you get them from?
No, it's that one I got from JPA. Yeah, there's some from like Ari Mirov or Rappaport. Carlos says Pat's Unfiltered is airing an interview with Gonzalez. Seems like a cool guy. Okay. I heard that they were going to be doing that at some point, but we'll check that out.
He's pretty laid back. Like in his interview yesterday, he's pretty laid back. Kind of got a quiet confidence demeanor behind him.
I heard somebody else compare his demeanor to a Gilmore-esque type. Yeah, JPA does know the picks before it happens. He's definitely the fastest usually. But PFF has been pretty on point as well. They've been putting stuff out pretty quick. I did like Tyreek Stevenson. I don't think we need to double up on corner at this point, but
Not
I
after
did.
taking 2 last year that contributed a ton, re-signing Jonathan Jones. You got 4 really good corners right now, Gonzalez and then the 3 Joneses.
Yeah.
And then obviously Miles Bryant. This could be receiver right here by Green Bay. They went tight end. Maybe they want to give Jordan Love just as many freaking weapons as possible. They just go Josh Downs or something. Carlos. Oh, the Lions traded up. The Lions are on the clock right now. No, he has family, Julio. So sometimes he's just hopping on and off. Yeah, guys, John Doe wants you make your predictions. Yeah, Detroit traded up, jumped New England, so they're on the clock instead of Green Bay. So make your predictions. We're 1 pick away.
I mean, they just grabbed tight end, so we still should be clear of that. They don't need tackle, do they?
What?
Lions don't need tackle, right?
Probably not. They have a pretty dang good offensive line.
Julio thinks that I'm going next. My phone has been ringing.
He means Cole Strange.
No. I think he's talking about me. My phone has been ringing, but I haven't answered yet. Brian Branch. Shit. Okay.
That's
why
fine.
they jumped. That's why they jumped the Pats.
That's fine.
They thought we were going to take him.
Okay, here we go. Pages are on the clock.
All right, so we didn't have to trade up, and we still have DeJuan and Darnell both available on the board. So Brian Branch. All right.
Patriots drive kicker out of OSU is what Julio says.
That's pretty messed up that he thinks that I'm a kicker.
Yeah, that's hella messed up.
I don't know why you don't understand that I'm a linebacker / quarterback / defensive back. Versatility, that's what the Patriots like, baby. Mm-hmm. Nick Folk's job is in jeopardy. Absolutely. Yeah, I think the Patriots might have wanted Brian Branch. I mean,
says
Patriots
on White. Oh, that's who it is. Out of Georgia
White.
Tech.
Okay.
An edge. I mean, they could still trade up. The Keon White isn't. I'll pull up his stuff here in a minute, his stats. I just have such a hard time when New England takes edge rushers early like this because Bill finds such good edge rushers in the late round.
Jesus, not many good pictures of this guy.
I was just looking at that.
6'5", 281. All right. That's not exactly what I was hoping for, but
Hey, it can't always be fun. Bill Belichick's like, you guys had fun yesterday?
yeah.
Screw you guys.
Yeah, 2 days in a row, that's not going to happen. Yeah, hopefully him and Barman will be gross. I don't know. Recent years, Ronnie Perkins, Anthony Jennings, they haven't really hit, so I get a little nervous sometimes at the early round edge rushers. I mean, he's got high upside.
Yeah, super high. Dude, mother trucker, my laptop is.
These pictures are horrendous.
My laptop's just being shit right now.
I'm going to have to take a Senior Bowl picture. These are horrendous. Oh, boy.
Yeah, there's another Senior Bowl guy.
Yep.
We all
Shocker.
know Bill. We all know Bill likes him.
Okay.
My computer just respawned.
Are you surprised DeJuan's fallen this much?
Yeah, I wonder if it. Oh, sorry. I wonder if it's because of his weight, because he did weigh in a little bit heavy.
He felt like a mid-20s kind of guy.
Yeah, I wonder if people are a little bit concerned of his weight.
Health concerns. Post real quick for this.
A long corner out of Illinois, another one. I like that pick for Washington. They double down on corner, so that's interesting.
What are your main thoughts on White here?
Let's see. I'll pull up his stuff. Right here. Post up, and then I'll do it.
Packers trading out, Tampa moving up.
Okay, Tampa, Hendon Hooker, possibly.
Possibly.
Okay, let me Okay. Keon White, 6'5", 285. Decently long with a 34-inch arm span. Super strong. 30 bench press reps. He didn't run the 40. I don't hate it. I don't hate that they took an edge because I think at some point I knew they would take an edge, but I would have rather have had them take like Nick Heiberg or Warrior out of Northwestern. I thought those guys were more productive. I also thought that there were guys later in the second or third or fourth round like KJ Henry, Byron Young, Zach Harrison that could fill this role and be one of those good players Bill Belichick finds. So I don't hate that they went edge. I don't like it because I would have liked an offensive lineman, DeJuan Jones. I would have liked Darnell Washington. But Keon White, I think he can be special. He had 7 sacks last year. Mostly going to play outside of the tackle or over the tackle. Going to have some versatility to him. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that he's a bad player. It's just I feel like we have bigger needs.
Do you think? Oh, they did take Cody Mock. Good call right there.
Carlos.
Carlos. Yep. Yeah, that guy had some shitty pictures. That was kind of weird.
Yeah, no, he had like nothing.
I don't think it's a crap pick, John Doe. Is it what I would have done? No. This is a Patriots player through and through. Versatility. He played tight end at Old Dominion. I'm reading up on him right here. He played tight end at Old Dominion. So
That's exciting.
He really only has like 3 years before he transferred to Georgia Tech. So he has 3 years of experience playing defensive end. So this is a guy that had 7 sacks, was a third-team All-ACC guy, has great size, versatility like New England loves, and he only has 3 years of experience at the position. So it's something that Bill always takes. Like, it's not super exciting, but it makes a lot of sense that he took someone like this with that versatility and is raw, that he can mold them into them. We always see him take these edge rushers. So MA football guy, yeah, I would like to see us trade up now. We don't trade up in the second, which is fine. doesn't really bug me. Big defensive lineman goes to Pittsburgh from Wisconsin. We don't trade up there, so now you're going to have an opportunity because we do kind of have that third-round pick from Carolina, so it's not in our original spot. So you're going to have a chance to move up into the late. I talked about this in the last mock draft, into the 60s possibly, and take a guy right there that you want. So. I'm actually kind of glad that we didn't take Josh Downs, room dog. He's too similar to the receivers we already have. If we're going receiver right there, I would have loved if Jonathan Mingo fell to New England. He didn't. Cedric Tillman was a guy that I would have also loved. Maybe they still trade up for him, or if Darnell Washington continues to fall, I'd be super excited about that. But Josh Downs, he's exciting, but he's super repetitive to a guy like Juju Smith-Schuster and them. So if you want a bunch of I think if Kendrick Bourne gets a bigger role, I'd rather have Kendrick Bourne than Josh Downs. So, yeah, that for me, that's how it is. Yes, trade up for Washington. That'd be good. Talk about raw athletic score for Keon White. He had a 9.92. It's out of 10. Similar to had pretty the only knock that he had was really his size, and that's because they thought that he weighed a little bit too much for being 6'4". But he ran a 4.79, which was really good for his size at 6'4" and 7/8 is what he measured at. Had weighed 285. He got 30 bench press reps. He ran he had a 34-inch vertical jump and then a 9'9" broad jump. So tested really well, athletic. They're saying exactly what Sonny said right here. They're just adding athletic dudes to this roster and then building after that. So Jaden Reed to Green Bay. I love Jaden Reed. Not right there at pick 50, but I like that pick. Jaden Reed is a dang good receiver out of Michigan State. Yes, light shadows. I think that we should. I thought we should have moved up in the second, possibly. Knowing what we know now, DeJuan Jones and Darnell Wright were still available there at pick 46. So then it's good we didn't move up. Looks like Detroit jumped us for Brian Branch. That's what they were kind of talking about on the broadcast. The other thing that move up into the 60 range. Let us go 10 more picks. Here's on the board. If you want to move pick 76 in the fourth and get up there, or if you want to get into the early third, yeah, I think that he is. I'm excited to see if New England moves up. I don't think that they go into tomorrow with fourth round picks. I think they have to move up at some point in this draft and grab some of this talent on there. So. I wonder if the DeJuan Jones fall right here is a little bit because of his weight. He did weigh a little bit more than what I think some people maybe wanted him to. What did he actually weigh in at? 6'8". I believe he came in close to 380. So. Yeah, Darnell Washington. I don't know if we double dip at corner, but Ringo would have been a great corner if you somehow don't get a corner in the first round. DeJuan Jones, yeah. Darnell Washington, DeJuan Jones. If they continue to fall anymore, that's who I would love New England to trade up for. I would love one of those guys. I mean, yeah, there's no way they are, or there's no doubt they are falling for a reason. I think DeJuan Jones's weight is a concern. That's why he's falling. That doesn't mean that you don't take a chance on him if you can trade back up into the third. Darnell Washington, I think, has freakishly good athletic traits. You just need to mold him into a better. He is a freak athlete. You just need to make him a better football player. I think the Patriots have done that before with Rob Gronkowski, guys like that. I would love to take someone like that, trading up for him. So another reason I still hope Washington is still a target for them. Keep collecting athletes. Exactly. You talk about what New England's done the last couple of years. They're just adding athletic dudes that have speed for their position, and Darnell Washington is that. The dude tested absolutely freakishly. It was scary what he did at the combine. He was so good. So we moved our defense with the last 2 picks. So based on players left to pick here, do you think we can't make any real improvements on offense? No, there's still ways to improve on offense. Guys, my favorite tight end in the whole draft, maybe talking value wise and everything, is Zach Kuntz in the 4th round. Zach Kuntz, a 6'7" tight end that ran really well. Let me pull up his exact stuff so that you guys can hear it too while I'm talking. I'm not just saying stuff. So Zach Kuntz measures at 6'7", 255 pounds, 34-inch arm length. He ran a 4.55 40, a 4.12 shuttle, 40-inch vertical jump, 10-foot 8-inch broad jump, and a 6.87 3-cone. That 6.87 3-cone is crazy good. So I would love Zach Kuntz in the 4th. I think you use one of those picks because I hope they trade one still. Zach Kuntz is a tight end that you could, I think he could be a possibility there at tight end. If you don't take a guy here, you can improve there. I love Blake Freeland at tackle in the 3rd. Maybe you trade up and get him. Take another guy. You can take Tyler Stein too, out of Alabama, which has experience with Bill O'Brien. I still think there's ways to improve offense. There's a couple of receivers I like. Bigger but Cedric Tillman has been taken. I like Cedric Tillman a lot. I don't know where he's going to go or if you're going to have to trade up for him. I also like A.T. Perry as a bigger receiver out of Purdue. Probably in the 4th round there. So I do think there's ways to improve. It's not going to be massive improvements at this point, but you're going to be able to find good players. So, Ricky, I don't think he's all that freaky. He's tight in the hips, has no shiftiness, and he doesn't block as well as everyone is thinking. I disagree with his blocking. He's probably the most physical pass blocking right there or guy. Yeah, he's stiff at the hips, but it doesn't concern you because when he's stiff at the hips and he's 6'7", but he's still running a 4.67 and he's jumping 10'2" on the broad, he still is showing explosion. Like stiffness in the hips and stuff is a serious concern, but usually it doesn't translate to this testing he had. Usually guys don't run a 4.08 20-yard shuttle. They usually don't run a 4.64 40-yard dash. They usually don't jump over 10 feet in the broad jump. It doesn't really concern me with his stiffness. I think it's just because he's a big physical dude. And he really is built for this Patriots offense. He's an inline tight end. He's going to be a good blocker. He has versatility. If you can mold him as a little bit better pass catcher, I think he's going to be a freak there. So, yes, we did select Keon White. I don't know why I don't like Payne Durham as much. I don't know. Yeah, he was Sonny. I was going to bring this up, but I didn't want to. He originally committed to Penn State with Bill O'Brien. Bill O'Brien went left to Houston. Bill O'Brien left, and then he transfers to Old Dominion for his past 2 years. So yeah, Tugger Kraft is a good tight end you could take. Don't know when he'll go off. The other tight ends I like is, I like Will Mallory out of University of Miami. Josh Wiley's pretty physical. Miami gets another good corner out of Cam Smith. That kind of sucks to see. Schoonmaker, a Michigan guy, is a little bit bigger tight end too. Cameron Latu has a connection with Bill O'Brien just being from Alabama. I do like Will Mallory, though, out of Miami as kind of a late round guy. 6'5", a little bit lighter at 240, but he ran a 4.54. Going to be a little bit more of a Oh wow, UCLA or wow, that's interesting right here. Seattle trades up for a running back right there. Who doesn't trade up? Sorry, selects a running back right there after taking Kenneth Walker last year. No, Darnell Washington is not gone yet. But we're kind of talking. I'd talk about possibly trading up. I would like that for New England for him. Tyler Belichick wanted Brian Branch. Yeah, they talked about that on the broadcast too. They talked about how Bill values position versatility, which is probably why they got Keon White. Is he's very versatile at that position and he's a really good athlete. So, did Detroit jump him for Brian Branch? Possibly. I mean, we know that that's the type of guy that Bill values. So, next pick is Josh Downs. I've said all along, I like Josh Downs. I don't know how much I buy into the North Carolina tape. Like, just because Bill Belichick was watching North Carolina tape, it could have been a defensive guy for all we know. It could have been Drake May coming out next year. I mean, there's thousands of games they watch. It's hard for me to believe that was Josh Downs. Now, do I like Josh Downs? Yes. If it's Josh Downs, Cedric Tillman, one of those bigger receivers on the board, I want Cedric Tillman. Yes, Tyler. I was just saying the Cedric Tillman. After Jonathan Mingo, Cedric Tillman was probably my next highest rated receiver and the guy I'd like to see New England target more because when he was on the field for Tennessee, he's a deep vertical threat that can stack guys, is really big, has a huge catch radius, could maybe play that Devontae Parker role depending on his health and what he does in the future. So I would love Cedric Tillman. I'd probably choose him over Josh Downs. Keon White had 3 sacks against North Carolina this year. There you go. Some guys up there trying to get these guys all pumped up. Ooh, Christian Gonzalez just posted something about Keon White already. Okay. Could have been. This is what I'm saying. Like, they played last year, could have easily been Keon White. They're both in the ACC. They played each other, had 4 sacks against him. Could have easily been that. Big defense interior, probably more like a nose tackle type of guy goes to Chicago. Gervin Dexter. He's a big body dude. I wonder, let's look up. Oh, shoot. It depends on what receivers are on the board. If they trade up for Cedric Tillman, I love it. If they trade up, if DeJuan Jones keeps falling, I like it. I also wouldn't mind if they traded up into the early third because they felt like a Blake Freeland guy was going to go. I think he's super athletic, has a lot of upside with the quick feet, some of those things. So, yeah, I like him. All right, guys, I'm looking up stuff. I'll get back to the comments here in a second. Okay, sorry. I read that one. Noah Grindorf out of North Dakota State. It's hard because you have no testing numbers on him. I have access to FCS film because I coach at that level, and North Dakota State's obviously the top dog. So I have access to that film. I didn't do much on him. I think he's a 6th or 7th round guy. I don't think that he's going to come in and have an impact. At North Dakota State, they have a ton of power. They do a ton of blocking, so he'd be a really good blocking tight end. But I'm not sold on him as the guy that's going to come in and take over for, say, Mike Gesicki or Hunter Henry. Yeah, I think a late 3rd trade up. They could trade up into the late 3rd. They could trade up into the early 3rd too. I mean, trading up into any of those spots. Maybe they want to move up from 76 to 70 and then get back into the 3rd or something. They could easily do that. What would a deal look like if they were to trade up into the late 2nd? I would say you're probably at this point maybe giving up. Let's look at oh my gosh. I got to sign in so I can read this article and give you guys the information I'm trying to pull up. Okay. So the Packers traded up to pick 48, and the Buccaneers got pick 50 and pick 179. So 179 is going to be about a 6th round pick. So at this point, see, Kansas City just traded up right here. At this point, you're not looking at giving up. Like, you could probably move from 76 to 70. I think we have one. Do we have a 5th round pick? Forget. I don't think we do have a 5th round pick right now. But you're not giving up much right there to give up anymore. Unless you're trying to jump into the late 2nd, you're probably going to have to give up your 3rd and something else. But the going price for these are usually the pick that you have in that round and then a 6th or something is what you're going to be looking at. So. Are you on board with Evan Hull? He's running back out of Northwestern. I like Evan Hull. I'm not knocking Evan Hull. He's a little smaller back, quick, agility wise. I don't. Is he going to come in and play a big role? I don't know. I'd rather have Pierre Strong. Pierre Strong, was really good last year in the running game. Evan Hull did run a 4.25 at the 40-yard dash, so really fast. If that's the running back we take, I would be fine with it, but I don't know if he is going to have a role this year. So I'd be on board. I'd be a little bit more on board with taking Evan Hull in the 6th round than taking someone else or taking a guy in like the 4th at running back. So we trade Hunter Henry and a pick to get Darnell Washington. Depends on what the pick is. Like, if you're trading Hunter Henry, 1 year left on his contract, probably gonna, if it's like Hunter Henry and a 4th to get up right now and take someone, then yeah, I don't know if that gets it done, but I would do that because you're gonna have Darnell Washington that's gonna play that inline tight end that can block and be versatile still in the game or in the receiving game, but you're also gonna have Mike Gesicki to kind of protect him and be more of that pass catching guy. So I would like that. I like Evan Hull, don't get me wrong, but I think the way we need to, if you're going to get a guy to spell Ramondre Stevenson, I almost think you get a bigger body back that can take some of those third downs or goal line carries. And it's not that I want to take away touchdowns away from Ramondre, but I think that that's how you take away a little bit of banging off of him, because I like James Robinson in the pass game. He's really dynamic. Pierre Strong can play in the pass game. So if you're going to take a running back to take off some of those, hits off of him, you take a bigger body back. But then again, are you just better keep giving Kevin Harris the carries? He had experience last year, played good when he was in. So I don't know. Running back's hard for me. That's another one like edge where I feel like at some point they're going to take one, but I don't know who it is. I don't know where. Oh, Mo Ibram, I would like. He's another smaller back though, but he was a workhorse for Minnesota the last couple years. I would like Mo Ibram. I like him as a player. Where is his? Rashee Rice, Kansas City gets a receiver right here, a big playmaker that ran fast. Not the best receiver, but he has vertical speed. That's interesting. Who am I looking for? Oh, Mo Ibram. 5'10", 203 pounds. He doesn't have great size. Like, he has bad size. He's a small running back. But you talk about like productivity in college football. 1,600 yards last year at the University of Minnesota. Had 20 rush touchdowns. Not much of a big pass catcher. He only had 7 receptions for 50 yards. And then he only had 30 carries in 2021 because of injury. But in 2020, he had another 1,000-yard season with 15 touchdowns. So very productive back coming out of the, Minnesota. Position of need for us is wide receiver. I think we should have been more aggressive around when we traded a third and a few fourths to pick. They wanted to. They said that there was a report from Jeremy Fowler that they wanted to trade back up in the first, and they tried to, but they couldn't. But they would have had to have gotten in the 22 range, because there was that run on receiver starting with JSN at pick 20, and then the other 3 went on right after that. So there's still guys here. Like I said, Cedric Tillman's fallen. I love Cedric Tillman. Chicago trades right here. John Doe. I think DeJuan ate too many Chick-fil-A sandwiches. He measured in heavy. I think that's a concern. So. I'd be fine if they skipped on a running back. Fine with it. Yeah, the reason I'm fine with it is because they took 2 young running backs last year that got limited reps but still got experience, and you signed James Robinson, and you have Ramondre Stevenson, who you know is going to be the workhorse back. So there's 4 guys right there that I'm comfortable with giving all the reps to. Now that all the decent wide receivers are gone, I don't think we can really upgrade this position. It wouldn't have been an upgrade unless you hit like. There's high hopes in Jonathan Mingo. If he does turn out to be an A.J. Brown, then obviously it's an upgrade. But you're probably just looking at adding depth here and maybe developing a guy like Cedric Tillman to take over for Devontae Parker. You're adding guys that are more future or are more in 2 years than instead of this exact year. So, yeah, they got Rashee Rice. So they'll make something out of him. They love throwing the ball down the field. That's his specialty. So. I was thinking of this season. Nicole should video chat with us to see what we thought of the games. You mean like during our live streams or after, or what? I like that idea. Obviously, at some point we'll have more callers come on in the near future, talk to more of you guys and stuff if you want to, but elaborate on that a little bit more. So Jalen Hyatt is great in a very certain type of offense. If you have an offense like the University of Tennessee has, which I think he would have been a dang good fit in Kansas City. I'm actually surprised Kansas City didn't look at him. If you can just let him run vertical and use his speed to stack receivers, I like him. So Kansas City, Miami could use him in a very similar role like that, like Tyreek Hill. I like Jalen Hyatt like that. I don't think he fits New England's type of offense, so I really don't. I don't know if Bill O'Brien's going to be doing stuff like that this year. So I do like Jalen Hyatt though. Dallas, yeah, they did. With the loss of Dalton Schultz, there's a possibility they go there. I thought Michael Mayer was in play for them in the first round. Maybe Dalton Kincaid because I think they did draft before Dallas. No, I think Buffalo jumped in front of them with the trade, so they could look. Yeah, that's another. Oh, Tyreek Stevenson to Chicago. That's a good pick. He was great at the Senior Bowl. Out of University of Miami. Trenton Simpson. There's still a lot of really good linebackers on the board. If you sit at 76, you can take one. I like some linebackers. Drew Sanders, Day and Henley, Trenton Simpson are all good ones. The other ones I like later in the draft are going to be like Owen Pope. He tested really well. Or Popoe, Noah Sewell, Henry Toa. But any of these top three guys, Sanders, Henley, or Trenton Simpson, if you sit at 76 and you don't trade up, or if they keep falling, you saw guys like Leo Chenal last year fall to the late third, you could trade back up and get them in the late third, similar to Leo Chenal last year. I like that. So I was thinking during post-game live streams, yeah, we could definitely talk about that, have call-ins and stuff, do a little listener segment. So would we think about a center? I mentioned this in a ton of my mocks. I think we should look at one unless they really feel comfortable with undrafted free agent Cody Hussey from last year, who spent most of his time on the practice squad. David Andrews getting up there in age. He's still the captain, so you don't need one this year. But if you take a guy that has position versatility between guard and center, you got Juice Scruggs out of Penn State. Guys like that in the later rounds, I think that can have value to it because David Andrews was an undrafted free agent. I think Bell could find a guy like that in the 6th or 7th round and possibly mold him into something, let him sit behind David Andrews. So a center wouldn't surprise me either. They always take late round interior offensive linemen. They just got to have, they can't be center specific in my opinion. I think Josh Downs is a great fit regardless of Juju. It is both slot, but the quick slot types work much better in our system over big slot like Myers and Juju. I think you would make an impact. It just depends on because Bill O'Brien's coming in and supposedly remaking the whole offense. So it depends on what you view. You can build a team of short, quick receivers. I think one of Mac Jones' strengths too is getting the ball out of his hands quick. So getting guys that are available really quick because they're super good route runners makes a lot of sense. But I still think there's value of having a vertical threat. And we saw when Devontae Parker was healthy, he had that vertical threat. And he had those good games against Baltimore in the last game of the season. So if he stays healthy, you don't need one. But if he's gone or not healthy and you can replace him with a guy like Cedric Tillman who can go make those 50-50 catches, that's where I value a little bit more of those. So I think Downs falls, though, due to his size. Doesn't fit every team yet. He is small. Based on where we are right here, what is a priority pick for us? Based off the board right here, if we were to be picking right now, I love Darnell Washington. I still love DeJuan Jones. Other guys at some of those positions, we'll go look at tackle first. I would love Blake Freeland or Steen at 76. I think that those are two really good players that you could take that could build into left tackles. Also at tight end, I've said this before. My draft crush was Zach Kuntz out of Old Dominion. He was originally recruited by Bill O'Brien, 6'7", ran a 4.55 40, could fit more of a Gesicki role if Gesicki were to leave in the offseason. So Gesicki is a guy that I would really like. Kuntz would be a guy that I really like in like the third. If you were to somehow trade back up in the third, you want to make sure that he doesn't go. Tugger Kraft is a guy at tight end if Darnell Washington isn't there. So there's a couple tight ends, a couple tackles that I'm looking at. Linebacker, we talked about if they continue to fall. Henley, one of those guys. So the Giants take John Michael Schmidt. That's the center that I thought was really good. Okay. Here's our remaining picks right here. So this goes into Light Shadow's question, okay? Oh, interesting, Carlos. Light Shadow's answer your question. Tackle at 76. I want to tackle at 76. If you trade up and get DeJuan Jones, that's great. If not, Blake Freeland, Tyler Steen, one of those guys at 76. You could also trade up for tight end. I wouldn't mind trading up for one of those tight ends. Darnell Washington continues to fall. I think you got to. I don't. At least two of these picks have to be moved, in my opinion. I just don't see how you can take 4 fourth rounders. I really don't. You don't have a fifth, but then you have 4 6. So, in my opinion, you got to get another pick in the second or the third round. You got to use that on a tight end, like I mentioned, or a tackle. You got to get a receiver. Receivers got to be up there in depth. Interior offensive lineman is going to be a position of need. Oh, wow. Dallas does go tight end, but they go Schoonmaker. Wow. Interesting. So tackle, tight end, receiver, linebacker, interior defensive lineman. There's like guys like Keandre Coburn out of Texas, Mario Ojo. I like guys like that. Charlie Jones would be a late round pick. One of those 6 I could see. Maybe if you keep a lot of those 4s, then that would be cool. Yeah, Dallas. If they like Kuntz, I don't know why they took Schoonmaker. That's Schoonmaker in the second is kind of crazy. I really didn't know if they would take or Schoonmaker would go above the third round. So that's interesting. Herein, how many picks? Herein, see, so this would be the range that I would have thought they would have traded back up in a second if they didn't trade up into the early second. I think they could try to jump up here in between pick 60 and 70 because they're at 76. So I think they could try to jump up into the 60 range and grab a guy if one of these guys continue to fall, but who knows? So I was just going to say something, and now I can't remember. I don't remember what I was going to say. Sorry, guys. Just drew a blank. I think the Pearson dude to give that did the same thing last time he announced first round pick. Yeah, this concerns me a little because Schoonmaker is a surprise right there, Ricky. Kincaid is the best route running, pass catching tight end in the class. He is special out in space, and I think that's Duggar's one weakness right there is guarding tight ends like that. He's always had struggles guarding Dawson Knox, and I think that Kincaid is going to give him fits. So that kind of sucks to see the best pass catching tight end go to a team we're going to have to play twice a year. Cyrus Torrance, an interior offensive line to Buffalo. A lot of people had him as the first interior guy going in the first round. So to get him at the later half of the second, that's pretty big for them. I mean, I don't think he goes to Detroit because Detroit just took Sam Laporta with their first second-round pick. So I don't think he goes to Detroit. Cincinnati could be a spot. I mean, that would be very good to see him in that offense with Joe Burrow. I'm not big on holding on to all these late-round picks. Personally, I'd be fine with drafting only between as 1 to 4 of these players. Yeah, the hard part is you got to fill a roster. You got to fill a 53-man roster and a practice squad. So guys in the late rounds will give you an opportunity to do that. And Bill's found more studs in the late rounds than most teams. Like Bill is really good at drafting in the late rounds. So I don't mind having 4 or 5 picks through rounds 5 through 7, like multiple picks in the 5th or something. I don't mind that at all. But I just think it's a little egregious to have 4 picks in the 4th, 4 picks in the 6th. Like move 2 of those picks in the 4th to get another one in the 3rd. Move a couple of those in the 6th, get up in the 5th, maybe the 4th again. It's just there's no variety of where the picks are. It's all just boom, like 4 4s, 4 6 right there. Let's move up. Let's get a couple higher talented players. I would rather take one extra third round pick than having those 2 4th round picks, but you still need to have those 4th rounders. So DJ Turner to Cincinnati, they win. That was the fastest corner at the, or he might have been the fastest player at the draft this year. What did he run this year? Super fast though. Who'd they take last year? Dax Hill. They took Dax Hill, I believe. I would look at tight end right here for Jacksonville. Jacksonville did not take a tight end in the 1st round. So I would look tight end here for Jacksonville. Darnell Washington would make a ton of sense. I thought Michael Mayer or Kincaid would be a spot for them. So this could be a spot for them to go tight end. Who'd they go in the 1st round? Did Jacksonville trade out? Oh, no. They went Anton Harrison, yeah. So guess they must like Cody Russi and Andrews is near the end. Yeah, maybe they do like Cody Russi. Again, I mentioned it. You can take like a Juice Scruggs guy out of Penn State who has experience playing guard and center. So I would take a guy that has experience playing center. I don't know if I'd take an exclusive center, but you can take a guy that has experience and maybe start molding him. Okay. I say we pick 3 punters and 1 field goal kicker. Could you imagine? No, Light Shadows, I'm not laughing at. I think punter's a little bit more of a position of need just because Nick Folk's been good the last couple of years. The punting position with Pilardi and Jake Bailey has been atrocious. So you go take like a Michael Turk guy who they had connections with at the Shrine Bowl. I agree. A punter is for sure someone that you could address. I'd rather address punter than kicker. I know Nick Folk's old and you don't know what his career is going to be, but yeah. Ooh, another tight end. See, so they do go tight end and Bretton Strange. I liked him out of Penn State, but gosh, the Darnell Washington thing is a little crazy to me. I don't even know. I just clicked on something and now my computer's messed up. Oh, there we go. Woof. He's stiff. He's stiff, but there is no need to worry about a guy that's stiff when he's running what he ran and he jumped what he did. I'll be the first one to say, like, you see stiffness, you have to be worried about it. But Darnell Washington is not a type of guy that you have to be worried about because of the way he tested. Like, I get that he's stiff. There's no one questioning he's not stiff. And maybe that's why he's falling. But for me, if you're stiff, you're not running what he ran at his size. Stiff guys don't test the way he tested. So, yeah, there's a concern because he's stiff. But load, stupid freaking thing. To me, you take a chance on a guy that's 6'7", 264 pounds, ran a 4.64, ran a 4.08 20-yard shuttle. Like, that 4.08 20-yard shuttle right there tells me enough that he's stiff, but he's not stiff enough. He can get in and out of breaks. 4.08 20-yard shuttle is a good number. The vertical jump is not good at 31 inches, but then he jumps a 10'2" broad jump. So it tells me that he's explosive enough to get in and out of breaks. He's a good enough athlete to run. To me, the stiffness in the hips when you're testing like this, not a concern for me. It really isn't a concern. So if he's stiff and he's running a 4.89 and he's jumping in the nines and he's running a 4.5 shuttle, like, the stiffness is a legit argument. But stiffness when you're running that stuff, everything that he tested in except for his vertical and his bench was in the 80th percentile, which is above average. So stiffness in the hips, for me, if he's testing in the 40th percentile, then it makes sense. But all that stiffness stuff is, for me, doesn't concern me with the way he tested. So I'd be. So, yeah, I do. Light Shadows, I appreciate it. So I'm just saying it how it is. We recruit kids all the time. And I just talked about this guy that just went to Houston, Juice Scruggs, a guy that played both guard and center. Dang, I would have liked him in, the fourth or something to have there. But for me, we recruit stiff guys all the time out of high school because, one, I do think you can build stiffness out of them. Maybe stiffness in the hips is a little bit more you can't really build out. You can build flexibility. You're never going to take a guy that's not flexible and make him like do the splits and stuff, but you're going to be able to add flexibility to him if you work with him. But when you see guys that are stiff in the hips, they can't get in and out of breaks, they're testing bad, their feet get stuck in the ground. To me, that's where the concerns come up with stiffness. I don't think their stiffness in Darnell Washington, it's not the type that I'd be worried about. And I'll stand by that. That's how I feel about it. So at this point, I do think that there's got to be a medical. Yeah, no, I agree, Ricky. Like, this is what I'm wondering is there's got to be a medical something off the field issues. I like he's falling for a reason. I'm not saying that he's a perfect prospect and he's just falling because no one wants to take him. Like, at this point, there's been tight ends taken over him from Penn State. Brenton Strange, Luke Schoonmaker got taken over him. And those guys are great tight ends, don't get me wrong, but I would have never have thought that they would have been taken over Darnell Washington. So you have a couple guys that are taking over him. So there's a legit concern. Oh, Denver trades up right here. There's legit concern why he's fallen, whether it's health reasons or off the field stuff. That's what I'm interested to see and stuff. But at this point, if there's nothing wrong with him, I would love for New England to trade up for him. But it seems more and more likely every time that maybe there is something wrong with him. But, you know, a lot of teams passed on Gronk too. I mean, he got passed on because of some of the issues he had. So I did not think, yeah. Trust me, I don't think any Patriots fan in here, I don't know if any fan in the world thought that we would get Christian Gonzalez at 14, let alone at pick 17. So that's crazy. Yeah, it depends on what it is. I mean, if you feel like you can control him, Bill's taking chances on guys like that. Gronk, Aaron Hernandez, they've panned out. Well, I shouldn't say Aaron Hernandez panned out, but they were able to, you know, get them to a point where they could play for, you know, high level football when they were on the field. So if it is off the field stuff and Bill feels like he can control it, then I'm fine taking a flyer on him. But if they just, you know, question his work ethic, stuff like that, that's a little bit harder to deal with. The Jags got a strange pick. Hey, New England got a strange pick last year in the first round. So, yeah. Yeah, Kraft is still there. I like Tucker Kraft. At this point, I never thought Darnell Washington would have been on the board, and I thought this was a realistic spot for Tucker Kraft. So I like Tucker Kraft here. If they were to go tight end, I do like Tucker Kraft out of South Dakota State. Didn't play a lot this year because of injury, but when he was on the field in the playoffs, he's productive for him. If you guys can't watch it, I would just pull my hair out. Honestly, I'm not comparing anyone to Rob Gronkowski, but Darnell Washington, like, just size, athletically. Oh, Denver trades up and gets Marvin Mims and gets a receiver there. Ooh, does that mean Judy gone? So Tugger Craft, please. I like Darnell Washington. I think he was, if you build him right, he could have Rob Gronkowski type of careers or a type of seasons, just because of how big he is and how well he moves and stuff. So Kansas City fan, you guys are getting lucky. I would have, I mean, I like Keon White. I'm not bagging on the pick, but I would have liked a different position there. But I Christian Gonzalez might have made the whole draft for me. So I'm still surprised that Cedric Tillman's fallen this far. I love him as a receiver too. So I'd love to see the Patriots trade some of their pick for Judy. Yeah, that would be nice. I don't know at this point. You'd probably, I mean, you already took your second round pick. I don't know if they're going to take a third and a fourth and stuff. They'll probably want a future first. So at this point, I don't know if that's realistic, but all right. End of round 3 officially. Got to lean back for a minute. Let's see. Let's see what they gave the Patriots as a grade. I just got an article on that. Oh, never mind. I have to watch it live. I don't want to do that. Yeah, Cortland Sutton would also be a good one. Yeah, I don't know. There's been rumors that they were going to give up Judy. There's been rumors that they weren't going to give him up. So that'll be interesting. Whatever happened to that field goal kicker that was competing with Folk? Oh, the dude out of Marshall. Gosh, Rossberger, something like that. Yeah. I forget where he went. I know they had him on the practice squad for a little bit. He hit waivers and they put him on practice squad. So I am not sure where he is right now. So this is an interesting, like Keely Ringo athletically, if they want to just keep adding athletes over and over again, like the best athletes, speed, size wise, Keely Ringo still on the board. It's tremendous value in that aspect. You could take him and move him to safety. I almost wonder if he will be a better safety in the NFL, but he has a lot of intangibles that are really, really good athletically. If you want to keep him at corner too, he was just super inconsistent at cornerback. So check Aaron Wilson's tweet. Washington has a knee issue similar to what happened to Aaron Wilson. See, now this makes a ton of sense because Nakobe Dean fell last year to the third, where that makes a ton of sense. Like, all right, here we go. He says, Georgia standout tight end Darnell Washington, who excelled in games last season, has been pushed down on some NFL teams' draft boards due to a knee issue. Unclear how far he falls from original grades, which were high. Interesting. Yeah, see, that makes so much sense. That makes so much sense now. Like that information that was tweeted 11 minutes ago. That makes sense. Now, you don't know the severity of it. You know that there's a knee issue. You don't know if it's chronic, what it is. Does he need surgery? You don't know any of that stuff. So, yeah. No, Josh Downs, DeJuan Jones, Darnell Washington. Here, I'll just pull best available right here for you guys. DeJuan Jones, Darnell Washington, Josh Downs, Tank Dell, Hooker, Drew Sanders, a safety. Hyatt's on the board. This is Adewale out of Northwestern is a great edge rusher, but we already took one. I would have rather have taken him over Keon White, in my opinion. Henley, a good sideline-to-sideline pass coverage linebacker. Like I said, I love Cedric Tillman. Keely Ringo, we talked about if you want to move him to safety. Darius Rush has good length, but I just don't see double dipping on corners. Trent Simpson, another linebacker. Tucker Kraft. Sidney Brown's a good safety out of Illinois. I would like him if you want to just take a true safety. Interior defensive lineman. Michael Wilson was great at the Senior Bowl. There's still guys available. I mean, there's still a lot of dudes available. Yes, Light Shadows. Let me pull it up. Fat boy run stoppers, in my opinion, that could be Ika. I love Ika, and he was a top 30 visit for the Patriots. He was he's a big nose tackle that plays mostly into the A and B gaps. Zach Pickens is more of a versatile guy. Don't really think he would fit with Barmore. Keandre Coburn's a guy I've really liked. He weighs 330 plus pounds. So he's another big nose tackle run stopper type of guy. Byron Young. There's two Alabama. Oh, it's DJ Dale. So Byron Young's more of the three technique. DJ Dale is a big guy. Oh, Zach Pickens just goes speak of the devil. We're looking at that right now. So there are run stopper guys. I'd like Coburn. I'd like Ika. I'd like guys like that for New England. So we do have problems stopping the run. I don't know if that's on our front seven or if that's on our linebackers, but we always have problems stopping the run for some reason. We've been better last year, but 2 years ago, and yeah, it was atrocious. We got to get a wide receiver or trade for one. I don't know if we got to. Like, I would like to. I don't know if we have to. We have a solid depth wide receiver 2 core. It's not great, but yeah. So Tank Dell, Josh Downs, Tank Dell, the 2 smaller receivers. Not sure how I'd feel about him over Cedric Tillman, but I mean, if that's the receiver you're getting, there's going to be a role for him. I think Bill Bryant can do a lot of cool things. So. Bears are stacking up on D tackles, yes. Because didn't they take the Wisconsin guy? Yeah. Oh no, Dexter, Durban Dexter. So these picks are moving down to 5 minutes now in the third. So hopefully it keeps going a little faster. Yeah, Light Shadows. I don't think he moves out, but I want him to move up or back into the third. That's funny. No, Tyler. I love Blake Freeland. I'm from Utah, so I'm very familiar with Blake Freeland. He started out. He was a high school quarterback, and his dad was a offensive lineman at BYU. So then he put on the weight. They said you're probably the best chance. I love Blake Freeland as a tackle. If they were to take him at 76, I would love him. I think he's projected in maybe the 90s, the hundreds, but his foot speed, he could be a great left tackle, and he has the size at 6'8". I would love that. So, I just got home. We took Keon White. He was an edge out of Georgia Tech. Good player, good versatility. He's only played the position for 3 years. Started out as a tight end at Old Dominion, then transferred to Georgia Tech. So super athletic, super position versatile. Just was a little confused at the edge pick in the second round. But Bill Belichick always takes guys like that in the second round. So. Oh, there's a tackle prospect that I would have liked, Tyler Steen out of Alabama. Dang. See, if he's already coming off the board, I feel like if New England wants like Blake Freeland or someone like that, they need to trade up and take him. I don't know if he makes it down to 76 if they're already starting the run on tackles right here, though. So. Yeah, this is interesting. I know that Stuber was activated for the last couple weeks of the season, and he was kind of battling an injury. I would rather take a chance on Stuber. I'm juiced. I don't know. Philly goes another really good defensive player, Sidney Brown. I like that for them. So right now, the going price, the Broncos traded the 68th pick and 139, which is that's going to be a fifth to the Lions for 93 and for 63 and 183. So right now, to move up 5 picks and gain an extra 183, gain an extra 6th, you're giving up the pick in that round and a 5th. So that's kind of the asking price right now. The Texans and Eagles made a trade. The Texans traded pick 65 and 188 to the Eagles for 62. So again, to move up 3 spots in the third, well, yeah, that was in the third. To move up 3 spots in the third round, the Texans had to give up pick 65 and a 6th for pick 62. So that's kind of the going price. No, I don't think he gets traded. Yeah, I like all those guys. Ivan Pace. There's still the three of the top backers are on the board in Trent Simpson, Drew Sanders, and Henley out of Washington State. So I'd rather have those guys than Ivan Pace. Jamie Johnson, safety out of Florida State, would be a good pick. Blake Freeland would be a great pick here too. He's more of that left tackle than right tackle. Kind of DeJuan Jones is more of that right tackle, but I would like Blake. Do you think BYU looks at this, or do you think Bill looks at this draft as being a very good depth building draft, and that is why he's gaining picks, not trading up? Everything I've heard about this class is that it's not very deep, and maybe he's viewing it as let's gain some depth because there's not that top end talent and stuff. So maybe he's just finding good role players and stuff, and hoping to sign better guys next year. On some draft picks next year. So I mean that's a good thing to talk about. Interesting. I mean I wouldn't say it's not happening, but Oh, see, I like that pick for Denver. Drew Sanders right there, really good pick. Good linebacker. Josh Downs. I think Tank Dell is. They're both really good route runners. That's what's hard. They're so unique in what they do. Just Josh Downs just has a little more size. They're just both so small. So small. Oh yeah, I mean, when you're live for 4 hours, there's going to be a shit ton. And my co-host is taking a little dinner break right now with family, so that's why we're just in here chilling, waiting for the picks to come in, talking through them, reading there. So, Detroit goes Hendon Hooker. There you go. They get a quarterback to sit behind Jared Goff. That's interesting. Yeah, I like D. Winters, John Doe. I don't know if he's going to go this high. I could see him being a 5th, maybe a 6th. So, yeah, hopefully the Pats will take a quarterback there. So, I wish I could share the audio on ESPN Plus, but they won't let me, which kind of sucks. I could try, but I just don't think they're going to let me. Yeah, I mean, I know he's old, but I mean, he has all the experience in the world being that old. So if Goff doesn't pan out this year, you throw him right in there. So yeah. So yeah, no, I know Shane. I mean, usually when we go live, we have segments and stuff to talk about. When Cole's not here in the draft and stuff, like we're just we're chilling, waiting for people to throw in comments, answering the questions, watching the draft. Like I said, I wish I could. Let's see if I can do this. I don't think it's going to let me because I tried it last year. So I'd have to stop my share. Do this, share screen.
Their mom and to move in with a family they don't know. And 2 years later to kind of turn their lives. We all can learn from.
I feel like this is so illegal, though. That's why I don't want to do that. That's what's hard about it. Could you guys hear that when I brought it in, though? I feel like it's so illegal. Obviously, you can't restream that stuff. Because if I could play the audio through here and then we could just listen to it together, I would love that. Oh, you could hear the audio. So I got to figure out how to get. Let's see if this works. Nope. I don't. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm not showing it, Julio. I mean, I know ESPN won't let me show the stream. That's why I'm not pulling it on there. But I think if you bring the audio in, it's a little different. But I'm not going to risk it. But show. So. Patriots and Filter would only play the auto when the picks were made, and then they shut it back off. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, there goes Tank Delta. Wow. CJ Stroud now has John Mechie, Tank Dell. That's good for them. Good for them for going out and getting a guy. So offensive tackle, I think, makes a lot of sense right here. Tight end. I Tucker Kraft and Darnell Washington are still there. That's a position. I also like receiver Cedric Tillman still there. For me, it's more about players, not who's there. Like Blake Freeland at tackle, Darnell Washington, Tucker Kraft at tight end. I still love Zach Kuntz at tight end, or Cedric Tillman at receiver. It's more about what players do I like. Cause I'm free. Free falling. I like Hendon Hooker for dang, Vegas. Oh, wait, there's two Byron Youngs. There's an edge rusher out of Tennessee, Byron Young, that I really like too. But taking an edge rusher in the second, you probably don't take another one. I mean, you could with Bill, but I like it. I liked Byron Young. Not the Alabama guy, though. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like the last tight end that we took a flyer on in the second or third round was Rob Gronkowski. He had some problems, took a flyer on him. You're able to make him into, obviously Rob Gronkowski. So. No, see, his Senior Bowl performance made me fall off of him. And then his combine performance and his pro day performance made me fall back on him. The way and don't get me wrong, he wasn't horrible at the Senior Bowl. Like, I would have liked for him to perform a little bit better. I think he got better as the week went on. But you got a 6'8" offensive tackle that's 300 pounds. You need to add a little bit of weight to him. Ran a 4.98, 4.71 shuttle, had a 37-inch vertical jump. That's the record for an offensive tackle in the whole combine era. A 10-foot broad jump and a 7.46 3-cone drill. So super athletic, really good quick feet. He's played over 2,000 over 2,000 snaps his career at BYU. So has experience, had a really good pass blocking and run blocking grade according to PFF. I might be a little biased on him, but I think finding a 6'8" guy like this that has length and moves as well as he does with his feet, it's not just like he ran a 4.9. Like it's his feet. Like you go look at the bag drills he did both at the combine and pro day. He was really impressive with some of the stuff he did. So yeah, I built kind of like Nate Soldier. So just a big athletic dude. And that's what New England's been seeming to add, the last 2 years they've added that. So. At this point, don't know if we're trading up. I mean, not before pick 76, I don't think. So do you move back up into the third? Good. What pick does the third round in at? Oh, yeah, 102. Henry Miller. Wow. What running backs are still available? Wow. I mean, I like Miller. Don't get me wrong. But Tajee Spears, I thought, was great after the Senior Bowl, too. Texas A&M's back's good. I don't even want to try to say his name. I'm not good with some names. So that's interesting that he went in front of him. Yeah, that's I don't know. Maybe it's like I think the thing is you look back at like, and this is baseball, but like Carlos Correa, some doctors say he has the worst ankles that people have ever seen, or maybe it's knee. I think it's ankle though. So maybe it's just like a chronic thing that worries teams about like wear and tear. Hasn't bugged him to this point, but it worries teams for his longevity. So, yeah. I'm going to go with his workout is more impressive, but his tape is still, it's not equally as impressive, but you see some plays he makes and it's like, whoa, like hurdling dudes, dragging guys on the ground. Like it's just what you expect to see from a guy his size. But then when you go watch his workout and see his numbers, you're like, I mean, it shows why he was doing that stuff on the tape. I mean, his tape is impressive, but I think his workout confirms what you see on the tape. Like on the tape, you're like, wow, athletic dude. But then you go see like his actual numbers and you realize how athletic the dude is and how big he actually is. Then you're like, I mean, whoa. So equally as I'd say, but for me, what really jumped off was his numbers. Like just looking at his numbers and watching him test was whoa. Like that's freakishly. Ooh, a short corner goes to a little short guy. I like Garrett Williams. That's a good pick. So New England's officially up in 3 picks. Let me text Cole. Oh, I just texted you, Cole.
You did?
I literally just did. I was like, oh, we're up in 3 picks. So
Is DeJuan and
Juan
Darnell
and
still on the board?
so yeah, you missed it. There was a guy. Gosh, why can't? Let's see. I might still have his Twitter pulled up. I just want to know his. Nope. NFL Insider reported that teams are kind of down on Washington because of knee injuries they're worried about. So it's kind of like a Nakobe Dean issue. There's something that might be holding them back. Teams are worried about. But there really hasn't been anything on DeJuan Jones. I don't know if it legitimately is weight or something, but
That's odd.
Aaron Wilson. There it is. Thank you, Carlos. Aaron Wilson. Yes.
Garrett Williams, 72 of the Cardinals.
Yep. I feel like these
Pats
are,
haven't made any moves yet as far as trades up.
Wait, what did you say? Sorry.
I said I'm surprised the Pats haven't made any trade ups.
I know. I wonder if they're going to trade up into the third again, like late third. You know, you don't trade up into the early second. You don't trade up back into the second. You're not moving up in the third. Take pick 76, move up into the 90s, into the hundreds, get one more top 100 pick, move 2 of those 4s. So.
I'm guessing Carlos is talking about the Pats, the report of the Pats trade. Now, we talked about this a little bit earlier, maybe like a Nolan.
Yeah. I'm going to go grab a water since I've been here for 2.5 hours, so I'll be back.
Nolan Smith edge. I think that might be maybe somebody they were interested in if they went edge round 2, obviously. So that's a possibility. I want Washington. Yeah, I mean, I do as well. We were both excited about him. Hopefully his knee's not too serious of an issue, and I would love to go grab him and add him to this offense for sure. I think he'd be a good fit. And I am very surprised DeJuan Jones is still available. Yeah,
Giants move up.
I understand weight being a concern a little bit, but I don't know. You can't.
I believe
at one
point
size
he weighed like
that.
380.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You can't teach that amount of size, and you get him in an NFL weight room. Trent Brown has been big his whole career. I know he's not the epitome of health, but I mean, I just feel like if you're keeping all those picks, in the 4th, that's a lot of players you're drafting. We have a lot of depth on the roster. We don't have a lot of top end talent. So I don't know why you don't consolidate some of those picks and try to get some more top end talent and less depth necessarily. It's not really what we need.
Yeah. Giants went Jalen Hyatt. Jalen Hyatt comes off the board. That could be good in that system with Brian Dable, using him to run, just really try to run past people. Daniel Jones can get it to him. So
Trent and DeJuan would be nasty. We got 2 more picks.
Yep, 2 more. They're on 74. We got the Browns, the Falcons.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a lot less risk when you're taking him here than you would have been if you traded up in the 2nd. So, especially with the amount of ammo you have as far as 4th rounders go, you can trade back up in the 3rd if you want to take somebody else. So,
well, and while you were gone, I was looking up some of the trade prices for the trades that happened. Like the last trade in the 2nd round, the Broncos moved up from pick 68 to 63, so they moved up pretty much 5 picks. And they only had to give up, pick 68 and a 5th round pick. So you're not giving up multiple picks and stuff. So if you want to move back up into the 3rd, you could probably do a 4th and a 5th, maybe 2 4s, get back up there. So
Bruins just missed a golden opportunity. Josh Downs still on the board. Tucker Kraft, Blake Freeland.
I would love Cedric Tillman here at 76 too. They want to go receiver. I still love Cedric Tillman. Still have Josh Downs on the board.
Let's go, Bruins, baby. Bruins scored. Woo.
What's that series at? 3-2 Boston?
3-2 Boston. They were just down. So they were down 1-0. What?
I just jinxed myself.
Oh,
Cedric
Tillman.
Tillman. Freaking heck, bro. Ah. Damn it. Sorry, go ahead. Continue.
Yeah, they've been down the whole game by 1 basically, and they were down 2-1, and then all of a sudden I looked and they were up 3-2, but then a goal got taken off because of hand pass apparently, and they were down again. Then they just tied it, and then they just scored on a penalty. So power play. I mean, they set the record for all-time wins in a season. They shouldn't be having trouble in the first round, but they are.
Vegas is better. Sorry, bro. Gosh, I can't believe I just jinxed myself like that.
Yeah. Pats are on the clock.
Who did Atlanta take?
They took
Oh, Zach Harrison.
Harrison.
Yes, I did jinx us, Light Shadows. Sorry. Gosh.
What do you think? What's your prediction here?
Dude, I can't predict. I don't know, bro. It's so frustrating. It's not frustrating. Like,
It's tough. It's tough trying to predict what this team's going to do.
I 100% jinxed this. Sorry, guys.
Who are you hoping for here? Same DeJuan, Darnell, one of those two, or Josh Downs.
At this point, I feel like this is tremendous value, unless it's just something they're super concerned about.
Safety Marte Mapu.
Oh shit, Sac State, baby. That's dude. Okay, all right. 1 sec. People are gonna dog this pick, and I'm not gonna lie. It's a little bit okay. Let me just make this graphic, and then I'll talk about him. Damn, that's crazy.
Whenever you get excited like that, that's scary.
Okay, guys. Just I get it. Give me a minute. We are taking defense. That's a little weird. We're going pretty defensive heavy.
Oh boy, pictures of this guy is going to be fun.
Yeah, it's the big sky. Don't expect much.
Oh my God, Panthers just tied it. What the fuck?
Who did?
The Bruins just gave up the lead already.
Oh, I thought you said Panthers took Like, I thought you were going to say Panthers. I'm like, Panthers aren't on the clock.
No, the Florida
Yeah.
Panthers.
Okay. Guys, give me a second. I'll talk about Marte Mapu. Just give me like a couple minutes. Ooh, this kind of excites me. I get to talk about this guy. This was the Big Sky Defensive Player of the Year. So this was the Troy Anderson of the Big Sky Conference from last year. Big Sky is the conference that I coach in. Sacramento State was a perfect 11-0 through the regular season, steamrolled Colorado State. Now, Colorado State was not very good. But I see this guy playing more linebacker. I think that he was a safety. I see this guy playing more safety. He was a linebacker at Sacramento State. I think he's going to be one of those versatile players like Kyle Duggar that is physical enough to play in the box. If you guys go watch his Senior Bowl stuff, I promise you guys will be impressed with him. He is physical enough to play in the box. He's athletic enough to guard receivers or running backs or tight ends. This is one of those guys that no one really saw coming until the Senior Bowl. And honestly, I didn't mock him to New England for too much just because I was like, the safety room. But this is one of those versatile linebackers that New England's going to they're going to use in a bunch of different roles. I'm pretty sure this guy was a transfer from somewhere too. I got to see. So they compare him to Jeremy Chin, if you guys remember. I don't know about this, Fergie. This guy had a ton of hype around him. I don't know if you have to take him at 76. You might be able to trade up for him and get him in the later third. But after the Senior Bowl, a lot of people had them high on his board. So
Bill really does hate Mac.
I get it. People are going to be mad. I promise you. I get it. Like, I can't convince you, but he's going to be versatile. It's what we've seen with Grow and Bill doing. He's athletic. He's going to be versatile. He's going to play a ton of different positions. He's going to be that Swiss Army knife type of guy. So it says right here in this scouting report I'm reading, just, to make sure I get his stats and stuff right. Projects as a hybrid defense in the NFL, capable of playing all over the field. While history is not so kind to similar players, I fully believe in Marte's ability to succeed in the NFL, considering his track record of different positions. He was asked to play in both high school and college. Okay, in high school, quarterback, receiver, linebacker, safety, corner. Okay, played safety, linebacker, and he came off the edge a little bit. Really good lower body. Just Oh, Tucker Kraft goes to Green Bay. Wow, did Green Bay really take 2 tight ends?
Yep. Patriots apparently announced him as a linebacker.
Okay, see, and that doesn't surprise me. He played more linebacker at Sacramento State. He could get away with it at the FCS level. He's 6'2" and a half, so big enough. Has a 33-inch wingspan, 220 pounds, right around there. So he's going to be one of those, sideline to sideline linebackers that can play. I like the pick versatility. I don't know if you had to take him right here, but it's kind of similar to what we've seen Bill doing. I like the player. Don't know if I like the value, but I think that he's going to be similar to the Kyle Duggar role in 2 or 3 years. That he's going to be a pretty good pick for us here. So.
Daniel Jeremiah just tweeted that Marte is my favorite player in the entire draft. Patriots are getting an absolute playmaker.
I promise you guys. I get it. You guys can complain about a receiver all you want. I'm not just saying this because he's from the Big Sky. The dude's a stud. Like, he's a stud of a football player. I don't know how it's going to translate to the NFL, but New England has been continuing to add athletic, versatile players throughout this draft and last year's draft, and Marte Mapu falls right in that conversation. You can like the pick or not, but this is what New England continues to draft. It's going to be frustrating for some people, but until you guys see his film, if you guys want to watch good film, go watch him at the Senior Bowl. He dominated all week at the Senior Bowl in run drills, in team drills, in pass coverage drills, and pass rush drills. He was almost unblockable. He shut down continuously running backs. He really made a ton of money at the Senior Bowl, and so that's 2 Senior Bowl players, Keon White and Marte Mapu, that we know had really good weeks, and the Patriots continue to draft. So,
Team source, Bill loves him. I figured if they drafted him. Josh Downs off the board, Colts.
okay.
All right. I mean, at this point, do you even take a receiver?
Probably not. Yep, Josh Downs. That's probably the best available receiver. Now you look at best available, Michael Wilson, another senior. If they want to keep on Senior Bowl, Michael Wilson had a really good showing there. A lot of people are down on Butte. At this point, I would be willing to see what he is. He has off the field issues. He didn't have a really good year this year, but as a true freshman, he was a stud for LSU. A.T. Perry's a bigger receiver I'd like. Charlie Jones, someone mentioned. Xavier Hutchinson played a ton with Brock Purdy, but at the tight end position, I think this is where you can get the most bang for your buck in pass catchers, either Darnell Washington, Zach Kuntz, I'm still high over. You can get guys like there. Again, trade back up into the 3rd. I'm all over Blake Freeland. I'm all over DeJuan Jones still. I'm all over Wanya Morris. You can get offensive tackle help right here and get a little bit younger at the offensive line. So there's players. I'm still interested to see if New England wants to move up in this spot.
How many picks are left?
It goes to 103 in this round, I believe. Yeah, 103 or 102. Sorry. We're at pick 80.
Bruins just scored 2 minutes ago, and 30 seconds later let up a goal, so it's tied again, 5-5. This is fucking ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, Light Shadow is kind of the same guys we've been talking about, but they're falling far for some reason. I know we know the reason as far as not DeJuan Jones, Darnell Washington goes, but DeJuan, maybe the weight like we talked about. I still think you take a shot on one of these guys. But we'll see. I'm gonna go grab a water real quick. I'll be right back.
Carolina trades up. TJ Johnson and edge. Ooh, that's a little early for him, but $85. Okay, Geico. Boop, 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 do, 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 do. So now it's going to be interesting to see if New England trades back up into the third round and grabs another guy. If they're content with these guys, they seem to love all the guys they take. Obviously, I hope they love them if they're taking them. I'll get to your comments here in a second, guys. I'm just updating one thing on the stream. All right. No, Jungle. I don't know if you're in here when we made the pick. He's a hybrid linebacker, similar to Kyle Duggar. I think he plays a little bit more linebacker, but he's going to be athletic enough to guard tight ends and running backs. He's going to come down and thump you in the box. This guy showed out at the Senior Bowl. He was a baller. Who's the best trade partner to get back into this round? It depends. I mean, anyone. I really don't. At this point, I don't know. Maybe look at teams that don't have a fourth rounder or they have a huge gap from pick 90 to pick 130 or something, and they want to get one in the 120s, 117 we have. I'd look at teams that want to bridge that gap between their two picks. So what's your draft grade so far, boys? I say mine's a B+. Christian Gonzalez, A+. Keon White, give him a B. Marte Mapu, give him a B-. So I'd go with a B. Probably right around there. The Gonzalez pick is going to be the best pick. Just getting that value where he was, that's incredible. So
Yeah, I'd have to give a similar grade. Obviously, Gonzalez is the standout there, but I'd like to address offense at some point, whether that's protecting Mac or adding some type of tight end for the future, seeing how we don't have anybody under contract after this season. But not to say I'm not happy or okay with the players we have got. So good so far. Patriots Instagram just tweeted, locked up a linebacker, and posted a picture of him.
So in the FCS, you have the Walter Payton Award, which is pretty much the Heisman Trophy. The dude that won it this year for Incarnate Word, they lost in the semifinals, just reposted my thing of Marte Mapu and just said baller.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's a quarterback. He was good. I don't know if he'll get drafted. Oh, Christian Gonzalez already said something. He said, yes, Lord, and posted a video of Marte. Oh, wait, no, never mind. That's DJ Johnson. Sorry, that's an Oregon dude. I was going to say, that's kind of weird.
Bring back Tajay Spears to the Titans.
Ooh, I like that. That's who Tennessee took?
Yep.
I like that pick for him. That's good. That's a good back to take some pressure off of Derrick Henry. This is a good question, like Shadows. I don't know if he's stuck in the 90s. I just think that's his philosophy, which maybe his philosophy is stuck in the 90s. That's what bugs me about our offense is Bill, outside of having Tom Brady, we have not done anything, especially our offense, but he doesn't do anything to help it. He doesn't say, oh, let's go see if getting a receiver like this helps. That's what bugs me about it. I'm a defensive guy. I love watching good defense, and I think that I don't feel like you can continually win Super Bowls just outscoring your opponent 50 points a game. Like, I think that you got to have some defense. You got to have lockdown corners. You got to be able to get to the passer. You got to have versatility. So I don't hate it that he keeps adding these defensive guys. The only thing I hate is that he's not even giving the offense a chance. So that's where, for me, it gets a little bit repetitive and a little frustrating. And I think that there needs to be a little bit of changing in it.
Yeah, it definitely seems like he's not up with the modern times as far as the NFL goes, and wants to stick in his old ways in some situations. I don't know. You got to adapt at some points to what the NFL is doing now, and sometimes it doesn't feel like he does that.
So Marte Mapu said that his favorite position to play is that extra safety and third down packages. The Patriots run more 3+ safety looks than any NFL team. So still, like, you get in nickel packages or you get in dime packages where you have 3 pass rushers and 2 linebackers, then that's going to give you a chance to have 6 defensive backs on the field. You can either go 4 corners, 2 safeties. If you want to put Marte Mapu on a tight end, you can have some great pass rush packages with him coming off the edge as a pass rusher. It adds versatility. This knee injury must be really concerning for Washington.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, Diaby 82.
Ooh, good one. Best 4th rounders, okay? I like Riley Moss as a corner, long corner. It's hard because we still have we literally have 18 picks until the 3rd round's over, so that's going to be a lot of talent coming off the board. Offensive tackle wise, if Blake Freeland's still there, he's an obvious 4th round pick in my opinion. You got to jump on him at 107. You can even trade up for him. Other offensive tackles, let me just go to best available. And I like interior defensive line. If Ika's still there from Baylor or Keandre Coburn, those are bigger defensive tackles that will plug the middle. Safeties, you probably don't add a safety. Tight ends, I love Zach Kuntz. Zach Kuntz would be a dream pick for me. Darnell Washington's really starting to scare me now. I mean, obviously, if we took him, I'd be excited. It's a huge value pick for him, but there's obviously something wrong with his knee that people are talking about. If you want to talk about interior offensive linemen, Chandler Zavala is a great one. Luke Weipler, I just don't know if you take a specific center with David Andrews still there. You could start building him. I do like Voorhees. Jackson Kirkland's a guard that has tackle experience, so he's a swing guy. You could probably look at a punter. I don't know if that's a 4th round guy. Receiver-wise, Michael Wilson, if he's still there, A.T. Perry, Xavier Hutchinson. Those are a little bit of guys there. So those would be some names I'd keep an eye
on. Looks like Moss just went to the
I like Riley Moss.
Broncos. Bruins lost.
They did? So it's going to 7?
Yeah. Round 1. They beat the all-time wins record by 3 wins. And they're going to game 7 against a fucking 8 seed. Like, what a joke. What a fucking joke.
Ooh, Miami gets a running back. I like him. He's a good running back for Texas A&M. At this point, you're not going to get a number 1 wide receiver unless you just strike gold. Like, the receivers on the board are going to be good role players. Maybe they can develop into like a number 3 or something. At this point, you're not going to get that. I don't know if you can, if they want to trade for someone or whatever. I don't know. But you're not going to get a wide receiver 1 here. They could have taken a Cedric Tillman type of guy, Josh Downs, but I don't know if those guys turn into receiver 1s. Those are probably high-end receivers too if everything pans out. So John Doe wants the UCLA receiver. He's like 6'4". He's a big dude.
I don't know. Don't you feel like after picking Christian Gonzalez, our offense has a lot more important holes than our defense?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, I'm not.
We need a starting tackle more than we need a starting edge defender.
Yeah.
We need a starting, I would say, maybe even a starting tackle on the other side eventually. You know what I mean? Because Trent Brown's going to be gone soon.
Oh,
wide receiver
dang.
1. Was it?
I like Henley. Good linebacker. Obviously, you probably take Marte Mapu, or Marte Mapu is going to play that role as linebacker, but he's good in pass coverage. No, Antonio Brown's on the Ravens.
He's on the what?
Isn't he on the Ravens? Oh, OBJ's on the Ravens. Shit, you're right. I was totally sorry. I knew one of the guys that hadn't been in. I don't know why Antonio Brown clicked in my head. No. Antonio Brown might be locked up for life. If by free you mean like living on the streets, I honestly don't know about that. At the Kokomo. Yeah, sorry, Chungle. That was totally wrong.
Yeah, you can't. Antonio Brown will never be back on the Patriots.
Tyler, Noah Sewell has not been drafted. I'd be surprised if New England goes with another linebacker, though, especially a guy like I guess he's totally different than Marte Mapu, where he's more of he is a thumper. He's 250 plus pounds. I guess they could go with him, but I think that they feel Marte or that Mapu's their linebacker that they drafted here, and he's gonna take sideline to sideline, be able to play that more versatile role than a guy like Sewell. There's another linebacker right there, Trenton Simpson. Like that pick for him. Let's go pick from. So the four linebackers I really liked, for New England: Jack Campbell, Trenton Simpson, Dalen Henley, and then Drew Sanders are all off the board. You get Marte Mapu.
So Pat's next scheduled pick is when?
107, which is like the fifth pick in the fourth round.
Okay, 107, 117, 120, 135, all in the fourth round.
Yep.
4 more 6-rounders, no fifths, and 1 seventh.
Yep. Well, we do have a seventh. We got a seventh for the John New trade. Does it say we have a seventh on there?
Yeah, that's what I said.
It does, on PFF, it doesn't say we have 245, but I was pretty sure we had it.
Yes. Yep. Via Atlanta.
Okay, that's totally what I thought. So.
Prediction: KB has a huge bounce back season, breaks 1,000 yards.
I wouldn't say 1,000, but I think he could get back to what he did 2 years ago.
7, 8,
yeah,
100.
Yeah,
I think that's a good spot to shoot for.
Jay asked how are we liking the Patriots pick so far.
Yeah, Christian Gonzalez, like we said, home run, slam dunk. That was somebody we really, really wanted. Keon White looks like a guy with high upside, a guy that some people had as a first rounder as far as talent goes. And then Marte, Jason knows more about than me, but sounds like he's an explosive playmaker. Daniel Jeremiah, we read this comment earlier, or his quote earlier, but he says he's his favorite player in the entire draft. Pats are getting a playmaker.
Yeah, all you guys need to go watch. You're not going to find very good film of FCS football where he played at Sac State. Just go watch his Senior Bowl stuff. Promise you it's very good. Unstoppable pass rush, very good coverage. Linebacker was physical in the team drills. I know that people were high on him after his Senior Bowl. I don't know if he would have made it to the fourth round. I would have been more comfortable taking him there, but this is like a Cole Strange pick last year where I love the player. I don't know if I love the value of him there, but Bill Belichick loves these type of players. He's been getting more athletic, more versatile type of players. It doesn't surprise me. So it's kind of, it's for me, it makes sense. It's just where he was taken. That's still a little head scratching.
I think 5th and 6th round was where he was projected from one of the experts.
Yeah, and I mean, fifth, the experts are going to predict that. I don't know if they are real tight in with people's draft boards and how many people actually had him at 5th and 6th round. People probably had him at a 4th round. So, no, DeJuan Jones not been drafted. Ooh, I like this safety out of Penn State too. That's a good pick for them. What's up? All right, sorry, my cousins came in from out of state, so they were talking to me.
Throwing a party or what?
Well, I didn't walk today, but I had graduation today, so we're having a party tomorrow. So like families coming in from out of town.
Oh, nice.
So. I'll probably have to hop off here shortly.
Yeah.
I felt strongly that they're going to trade up at one point. I really feel strongly that they're going to trade up back into the 3rd. So I hate leaving, but then again, if they don't trade up and I just sat here, I'd be pissed.
That's true.
Yeah. So I don't know. So we'll see.
I mean, we've kind of thought they were going to trade up the entire day, and they haven't. But
Jungle, you can come if you want. Can you catch a plane ride to Utah? You can get here in time. You guys can come. Maybe I'll just live stream. I'll just walk around with my camera up.
Yeah, there you go.
You won't get any of the food, but that's okay.
You won't miss the draft, and you'll be including everybody.
It doesn't start till 5, and I think the draft is. I mean, tomorrow it starts earlier, so I think I'll be able to.
Tomorrow's
I'm going to plan on. I don't know what your schedule looks like. I'm going to plan on being live for at least the 4th round, especially if we keep all 4 picks. I'll be live for the 4th round. So we can plan on that. I'll be live for the 4th round. Just go over those picks. My cousins didn't know I was live, so they were like, "Oh my gosh, why can people see me?" I'm like, guys. So, I just graduated with my bachelor's degree, but I will start a master's program in the fall. So, I will be starting a master's
program. Texans, I would say. Good draft so far. As far as,
Yeah.
I mean, their first 2 picks were ridiculous.
Thank you. Thank you. All the coaches at Weber State are texting me, asking me if I like the Sac State pick, obviously, because we coached against him.
Yeah.
I don't say I had a draft crush on him like I did. Like, I loved Troy Anderson last year, and I think Troy Anderson's still a better player, and he's a true linebacker. But Marte Mapu, at the FCS level, you get guys that just shouldn't be at the FCS level. They were just under recruited because of size or something. He was one of them that was just a freak and was, he dominated at this level. It was almost unfair in a way.
Well, hopefully he can bring that to the NFL level.
Hopefully. I mean, we've had safeties like that out of Division II schools. We know, right? Kyle Duggar turned out to be a pretty good draft pick. So Bill's had experience taking guys like that.
How has DeJuan Jones and Darnell Washington still not been taken?
Yeah, there's serious concerns, I guess. It's weird.
Goodness.
So, are you going to stay on when I hop off?
I'm
going to be so pissed if they trade up and I can't make a graphic or anything.
What are we at? 90. I'll say we'll probably hop off, and then if they end up trading up or something, we can make a clip on it or talk about it tomorrow in the early part.
Yeah. So sorry guys, wish I could stay longer. I thought that we'd be moving a little faster. We still have I guess we only have 12 picks. So we are pretty close. We're still way ahead of schedule and stuff. I just got to get out of here. Go hang out with some family. So
yeah,
go do some stuff. Hopefully they trade back in, get a guy. But who knows? We thought they were going to trade all day, sat around. They haven't done anything. So 4 fourth-round picks might be the move tomorrow.
Yep. We'll see what happens. It'll be a packed day tomorrow as far as picks go. But enjoy your party. Appreciate
it. All right. Well, we hopefully see you guys tomorrow morning whenever the draft starts. We'll schedule the live, get it thrown up there. Hopefully you guys are in there for the 4th-round picks. Talk about those, and then if they make a selection tonight. So we will talk to you guys later.
Thanks for listening to this edition of the Patriots Drive podcast. Follow us on social media to stay up to date with all things New England Patriots. Make sure you tune in to the next episode and check out patriotsdrive.com for more great content.
We're on to Cincinnati.